Let's open some scriptures up and read them. This is the BYNV, and I'm going to read some of Paul's writings very briefly, just a few sentences, to kind of get us set up for what we're going to discuss here, the gospel of lawlessness. Okay, here we go. We're going to read from 2 Timothy chapter 4, starting at the first verse. Just go into it a few verses. Okay. In the sight of Yahuwah and the Master Yahusha, Mashiach, who shall judge the living and the dead at his appearing and his reign, I earnestly charge you. This is our orders. It's good advice. Proclaim the word. Be urgent in season, out of season. Correct, warn, appeal, with all patience and teaching. For there shall be a time when they shall not bear sound teaching, but according to their own desires, they shall heap up for themselves teachers, tickling their ear, and they shall indeed turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to myths. Oh, myths. So they're going to be listening to mythology. I've got a teaching track here. It's a 4-page track. And you can download this from our websites. Turned aside to myths. Teachers are teaching as commandments, the commandments of men, the traditions. There's a whole bunch of wormwood in that. In fact, there's a whole book on it. It's called Wormwood, the Gospel of Lawlessness. That's the name of this video. Now, there's also another book that you'll probably want to read. These are not expensive. Truth or Tradition. Oh, yeah. Well, there's a wormwood test, too. If you read the back of this book at Amazon, you can read all about it. Anyway, there's a wormwood test to see if you're living on wormwood or living on truth. Then there's the idolatry track too. I mean, it's telling you all about the Olympics and Santa Claus and Christmas trees and bunny rabbits and all these fertility things that people don't recognize readily because their teachers are not warning them. We just read 2 Timothy chapter 4, and Paul was saying that there's going to be a time when they're going to heap up for themselves teachers that'll teach what they want to hear and not truth. Okay, let's discuss this briefly, what we just read in the scriptures. Why is there so much confusion? Folks listen to each other, and they look for the least they need to do to fit in with their crowd. You can apply that to everything. Divisions and fractures abound, so the result is confusion in our lives. And the other. We're not them. We're somebody else. Well, you better be somebody else, because you can't be them, whoever they are. We always talk about them, and we're not them, but they say. We're adrift at sea without a rudder or an anchor. And those who teach us without guarding the word of truth are pretending that they know something. 2 Timothy 4, which we just read, sums up the problem, and it provides its solution, and even predicts the confusion people are in today for not listening to sound teachings. Love is the goal, and the 10 Commandments are the way we learn the process. It is the Torah, the everlasting covenant of kindness for all time, and the instructions for all mankind, according to Koheleth, or Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verses 13 through 14. It is our duty to obey these, yet teachers guide us into disobedience. Deuteronomy 6, verse 7 says, to teach them diligently to our children, speak of them when we lie down and when we rise up, and sit at home, go in, go out, and write them on our doorposts and on our gates. And when we do, oh, look, that reminds me, this is a gate stone back here behind me. It's in New Mexico, written in real Hebrew. It's the Ten Commandments. And they obeyed this Deuteronomy 6 verse. When we do the word, Yahusha continues to give more of his Spirit to learn what pleases him. That's according to Acts 5:32. He only gives his Spirit to those who obey him. Sounds like the opposite of what we hear in the circuses, that we live under grace. That's favor is what the word is. It means favor. But we're not going to get any favor if we disobey. Yahusha is the living word, and he shows us his deliverance when we abide in him. That means to live in his word. And we do so in season and out of season. We receive a love for the truth because obedience is the first step out of darkness into his light. Yahusha desires to guide us into all truth if we are willing to follow him. That means obey. Baruch haba b'shem Yahuwah. Blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahuwah. Join NatsarimLife.com and learn more. Thanks for watching. Bye.